ladies that have wigs, mwegendereze tulina drone eyinza okisitula. Josh and Joanne lifted the knife. We are going to count from the number of hours they've been married. And those are only 3. Yeah. So, raise the knife. Aha. Tugenda kubala satu. Bidi. Emo. Nice. Never.
Jesus, you have turned my
Yes, your wife here. We are going to witness something that is not just something people do at weddings. Tebamala gachikola. This is symbolic. Please bring your wife. This is very symbolic of the first meal that the bride and groom are going to share. All meals that they have eaten before are potea. Potea. Josh leto mchala. Leto mchala. Which fanani? Yeah. Look at your husband. Morumia bana mwe. Iranga for these two mulimu oluzungu n'oluganda. And I've learned to love Mwana. The smallest part. Senior. Of ladies and gentlemen. Gole come back. I'll be inviting some people to talk to us. And of course, we have so many people who have walked the journey with us here. Jakubate, Nyaniriza, Kubakadde baffe, abatukulembera, babeereko obugambo bwe batubuulira. Bon appétit. Ladies that have wigs. Ladies that have wigs. Mwegendereze tulina drone eyinza okisitula. Genda okulaba Yesu. Omwana oyo abuuse ekintu ekyo tokiyisa ku bakyala kubanga ayinza okugenda tuyinza okulaba omukyala nga yambuse ne drone. Ekintu nakyo kimututte. So oba wekiba kikuyitako kikwateko bwoti. Now ladies and gentlemen, brand new. Banange love y'obutenyuma. Love y'abaana batenyuma. You are going to be shocked. Mwanange we nabadde a few minutes ago. Later abagole. What? What? Yeah, kwata ku munno ina license. Kwata ku munno. Kati muteekeko ekibegabega bwoti. Mwekoze. Aha. Yeah. Gwe Joshua tunuulira mukyala wo. Alage. Aha. Gwe kati kwata wane wali ku mutima. Joanne kwata wane wali ku mutima. Awo. Awo we wali heartbeat. Aha. Mukisusiza. Ekyo ekifaananyi. Munaye katwekoze. Omwana ayambadde omusipi. Yeah. That belt is called Holy Ghost fire. Ndowooza atandike ne fashion label. Let her stand. Let her stand now. Yeah. Wadagi. Naye ffe ku mbaga zaffe nga batupapya mwanguwe bannange tetulina budde ab'e Masaka baddayo. Ab'e Masaka baddayo. Naye maama wano ogenda mpola. Oba wavudde Masaka simanyi ky'ogenda kukola nga tugenda kusula wano. Basi. Okitegedde. Kati twala omwana w'abantu. Jja wakati. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Now, tukyasimbula. We haven't even started. Now, J&J, you're the luckiest couple in the world because your MC here has been married for 10 years. So I have a bit of experience. Yeah? Now, I want to tell you something. The next 3 minutes are very critical for the two of you. Turn to each other, turn to each other. I want you to make your parents count the lights in the room. I want them to see that they are flowers. In other words, look at each other in the eye and do whatever you want to do. Tell each other sweet somethings. It is your moment. Njagala abazadde babale obutaalo obuli ku ceiling. Anti amutandise. Era select J. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. and Mrs. Senyi. Yes. Selector Jetuwaka Yimba as Josh walks with. I love love. Nze njagala nnyo mukwano. Because it brings out the best in people. It also brings out the worst in people. Love. Yeah? But today we are going to celebrate these two. You're going to hear very many stories from their friends, from their siblings, from their parents. And I want to start with their friends. The maid of honor. Please come. Abadde otutwalako supiidi.
Musibiem Tia. Hello, everybody. My name is Mohau, or I go by Mo, and I am Joanne's best friend and maid of honor today. Thank you. So, a few months ago, when Joanne instructed me that I have to be a maid of honor, I Googled, what does it take to be a good maid of honor? And basically, they said, you know, you must be present, you must make sure she's laughing, but the most important thing that you need to prepare for is your speech. So, this morning when we were getting ready, I started working on my speech. But now that I look at it, I think I need to speak from the heart. Oh, actually, maybe from here, because this is where my real speech is. Like I said, my name is Mohau, and it's such an honor to be here today. I thought the hardest part of being a maid of honor would be this particular speech, but the hardest part has been Joanne's train and her veil. I'm still sweating from that, but thank you, Joe. It was a great workout. I'd like to thank Joanne and Jay's parents, who are wonderful hosts this evening. Mr. and Mrs. Senyonga have been so gracious to everyone this evening, and I can't imagine Joanne marrying into such an even better family. Thank you so much. I've known Joanne and Joshua for 3 years. In fact, all three of us went to the same university. Joanne and I studied the same degree, so you can imagine there were long nights, there was crying, there was figuring out biochemistry, psychology, what's going on here? And I'll be honest, at the time when I met Joanne and Jay, they were not looking for new friends, but I was. And I asked God to provide me with friends, and I'm sure we all know in the book of Matthew where it says, the one who knocks the door. I knocked and Joanne peeped, so I thought, okay, it's time for me to enter. When I met Joanne, I was going through a difficult time Joanne taught me how to love myself, how to appreciate myself, but even more how to consecrate myself in the Word of God. There were many times where I almost lost it, but Joanne, you always pulled me through and carried me through very difficult times. We laughed a lot, we prayed a lot, we cried a lot, and you've always been there. Jay, that is your wife, a woman who is ever present, strong, independent, and loves God more than anything else. Through Joanne, I learned the real art of pursuing. Anyone who knows Joanne knows that she's a resolute woman. And let me tell you, I had to work. Banange, she tested me. She wanted to make sure I'm a real friend. I'm going to be there, you know, because in America, they don't know how to do friendship like in Uganda. So, and I can say wholeheartedly now that it was the best decision I ever made, pursuing you to be my best friend. And now my sister is the most amazing thing. And through you, I've now gained a brother. Thank you. Joanne, your heart is made of gold. You are driven, intelligent, kind-hearted, and you put forth effort and dedication into everything that you do. You're always determined to succeed. Your laugh is contagious. Your smile lights up any room that you walk into. And when you're around us, we can feel the love of God. Joshua, thank you for doing right by my sister. Thank you for showing her love. Thank you for softening her up. Jay, you are a stellar man of God, and God designed you for the angel that is Joanne. My mukwalo unkagala nyo. Your heart is so pure. Your love for Jay is so true and felt in this room and even across the whole world for the people who are watching right now. Jay, you are truly my girl's perfect match. Thank you for loving our best friend wholeheartedly. You are truly a breathtaking reflection of God's heart for Joanne. To the bride and groom, I wish you health, I wish you happiness, and I wish you wealth. Amen? And everything else that you could ever wish for. May your love always be added, may it never be subtracted. May your household multiply, and may your hearts never be divided. May your marriage be covered in His blood. Congratulations. Thank you.
Wow.
JOANNE.
She's not called Joanna, but she's the fantastic maid of honor. I was going to interrupt her and say, your heart is full of gold. And then you, Nengamba, I don't understand where the comma is. Let me relax. Beautiful words from the maid of honor. And some of you listen to her and you wish your maids had spoken like that, or your matrons. Because for some of you on your wedding, ba metron nemikwano jamwe we bajja okwogera munange Susan Fumba tuvudde wala naye Susan nkubulira obakubye equalizer. But you heard, you know, oh my God, Joy, you are born. Your love. Kubira mukama engalo ez'amaanyi. Your love. All right. Owulidde. Love omukwano bwe gutyo bwe gukola. Selector Jempitira best man.
I'm kind of buzzed and it's all because this is how we
That's the man.
It's just amazing to have all of you. I love for us to clap.
This is how we
I don't have that English. No pressure, more. What a beautiful day. What an amazing ceremony. What amazing people. Let's just give a hand clap for the Lord. A thunderous hand clap. Woo! God has been so good. They were singing that song in church of You've Been Faithful, and I was remembering Josh's ashy feet and his, and I was saying, Lord, this is how far you have brought us, and I am extremely, extremely proud of you. I would also love to clap for the anointed people in this room. It's powerful. There's so many anointed men of God that we've seen growing up. It's just amazing to have all of you here. I'd love for us to clap for all of you. Thank you so much for being great leaders of this nation. Thank you for listening to the call that the Lord has put on your lives. It takes a lot of sacrifice. Being a pastor's son, I've seen what pastors' families go through. It's not easy. So we appreciate the sacrifice that you have made. We appreciate you just obeying the Lord. We appreciate your obedience. Well, I've never been one for writing speeches. I've usually been one to wing it. But this is your day, Josh. I had to put down a few notes. I don't want to miss anything. I had wanted to start by asking Pastor Peter Dosek whether he ever learned how to tie that lead. Yeah? Because that was a very important lesson. For those who aren't in church, Pastor Peter Dosek gave a very good example. In fact, while we're on that note, I'd love to recognize my beautiful fiancée who's in the room. Baby, just stand and wave. Thank you. So, back to Joshua. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for enduring COVID and the scare. I went for the test and this guy put a swab in my nose and I started sneezing and sneezing because of the irritation. And the lady who was doing the register kept telling me, wear your mask, wear your mask. I'm like, don't you see I'm dying? How do I wear a mask when I'm sneezing like this? So I know it's not easy. Thank you so much for being here. To Joshua's parents, Pastor Jackson Senyonga and Pastor Eva Senyonga, Uncle and Auntie, we love you guys. You have set the bar so high. You have set a huge standard. We love you, we respect you, and I mean, the fruits can just show. Josh is a special person. He's a special human being. God's thoughts towards you are very delicate. Your life has been delicate. You've gone through a few things, but you've always, always stayed on course. And I respect that. I love that about you. JOANNE's parents, you know what they say? Tell me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Man, I've loved your friends. You know how to make friends. And it's a huge, huge compliment. I love your friends. I love how committed they are. I respect that. And I'm sure, just by what I've seen, the way you interact with your friends, you're the right person for Josh. Well, Joshua, this today is about you, so I'm going to go back to you again. I hate reading speeches, but let me just speak from the heart. So, Josh, we go way back. I've known you since you were a little boy. For the record, Josh is my baby brother. But we've grown up together. We've been brothers. I've seen him grow from age to age. I've seen him grow through different seasons. But he has remained consistent. He has remained passionate. He has remained loving. He has remained humble. That is no joke. You are a gem, not only in this country, not only in our family, but you are a gem in this entire world. You have a special, special anointing upon your life. And it's amazing for me to watch, and it's such an honor that I get to be here with you and watch you go into this journey and be with you, because I'm joining you in a couple of weeks, you know. So you've set the level, now I'm about to level up. So I appreciate you for doing that. I'll go back to my speech a little bit. Can I just read so I save time? So many memories come to my mind, but the fondest were the hugs after not seeing each other for a long time, or the endless goodbyes when we had to separate. You've always been a brother, a friend, a confidant, and a great example of what God-fearing men should be like. Many people tend to think that the fear of the Lord is the fear of his might. I truly believe that the fear of the Lord is the fear of being away from him. He is everything. Imagine how much he has loved you both and how much he is going to enrich you. Thank you for always pursuing him and his purpose for your life. Thank you for being obedient to his call. Thank you for doing everything with passion. Thank you for being a great leader, and thank you for putting the work in. Thank you for always being brave and taking the hard choice when it's usually the right one. Thank you for sticking to the promises you've made to God and to yourself. It has all led you to this. Joanne, you're special. Or Joanne, my Joanne. You're special. You're the only girl who could get Josh on his knee. I met you first in school. You're such a little girl. You know, the day I met you, Pastor Luaga had come to see you. And also to go back to thanking parents. Pastor Luaga looked at me. He saw, people say I look like my dad, Pastor Peter Sozi. And he calls me, he's like, young man, are you Pastor Peter Sozi's son? I'm like, yes. And he gave me a hug and he embraced me, and you know, that showed that there's brotherhood. I respect that a lot. Yes, you can clap for him. Thank you. So, watching you grow into this, Joanne, it's special. It's just a privilege for me to be here and watch you go through this and have such a beautiful occasion and a beautiful function. I love you. You're already part of the family. You have thick skin, so you'll handle my bad jokes and my teasing, but that's part of it. You're joining a crazy family, but we are full of love. We are always there for each other. We always support one another. We are loyal. We will go to the death. We'll do anything for our family. That's the kind of family you have joined. Now, for the both of you and your family, there's a statement that I really like. Every prayer today is a season tomorrow. My prayer for you is that God will give you both the strength to lead your new family with grace, with wisdom, and above all, the continued pursuit of the destiny he has designed for you as a family. Your marriage is going to be
and we shall be glad and rejoice in it. I officially got to know of this love story a little over a year when it had begun. This is about 4 years ago, 3 years to be particular. I kept on seeing someone called Eggy on Joanne's phone. So I said, who is this guy? Who is this person? Who is called Eggy? If you can remember Joanne's vow, she said someone who has Josh's head. So she said, I wondered who it was. I didn't know this would be the birth of a great union. Joanne and Josh are inseparable. They have been through it and they love each other without a doubt. If you want to prove what love is, ask Joanne and Josh. Even if there's an ant crossing, Joanne will call Josh. Even if there's a mosquito in the air, Josh. So Joanne and Josh, Joanne will leave you here. You say, didn't wear a mask. Joanne will call Josh to tell David to wear a mask. That's how much Joanne is comfortable and is, secure around Joshua. Thank you for that. Thank you for making my sister secure and comfortable with you. We won't go into details because of the time, but Joshua, I'd like to first of all thank you for keeping your word.
It's a
Father. One,
oli mwana gwa ndiga
nembebazo.
Amen.
Is a very firm woman. Very, very firm. Eranze buli wenkola ensobi, I apologize. Josh, you have to apologize to your wife. Your circumstances are different because mine, I saw it coming. I even apologize before things happen. Eh? Brian, what have you done? Baby, I'm so sorry. Now, what's wrong? No, that is for Tuesday next week. Anything can happen. So, my friend, tell your wife you are sorry. If she asks you why you say next week, Simanyi, be in Uganda. When my wife's family was talking to us, everyone who came, Brian na Manuela, when twaba kunda konkariyare twashemerera twabahend. Mbwenu mkama asimwe, and you know those people, they are very generous. Mbwenu tukutete mbwenu twabahafu so yenyana. Abogeza abaddako mukama abakulembere mamujja okwogera. First, ngena kusaba abazadde abatuzalira Josh will rise to our feet. This side, the entire side, that rise to your feet, rise to your feet. Nga twaniriza abazadde abatuzalira omulungi JOANNE. Selected J.
Oli mwana gwa ndiga omusa nebaza zi edana fuba ufubi okufu nemirembe naye no lero ma liridde ddala okweya biza Yesu tukutenda te Yesu oli mwana gwa ndiga omusa gunaziza nebaza. Erinnya lya Mukama lyebazibwe. Manyi nti Brian abadde alowooza nti tukuba linnya lya Mukama tugenda kwabya abagole, naye njagala kwebaza Katonda mu bintu bingi, naye nga sinnaba kutuusa kwebaza eri mwenna. Kansabe mukyala wange Mama JOANNE akoze omulimu omunene ennyo era mu JOANNE asooke abeko kyayogera.
Mukama waffe yeebazibwa abooluganda. Ekigambo ekyo nti abasooka nakyo batera okwabya abaana, naye ffe tuli balokole tusinza Mukama eyatonda eggulu n'ensi. mbalamusa nnyo mwenna mu linnya lya Mukama waffe Yesu, ne mbeebaza okujja okuba nga tujaguliza wamu n'abaweereza ba Mukama. Nteekamu ekitiibwa maama gwe role model wange, nkwagala nnyo 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 era neebaza nnyo okuba nga wazze nnyabo. Njagala nnyo Sanga, babadde boogera nti abantu bakuze babalaba, naawe nakulabanga ng'oli muto nga David akuluma, ne mugamba omwana wa Kabaka oluma nga waaki. Weebale kujja. Naye njagala kwogera babaddewo abambuuza nti Joshi ne Joanne babadde mu bufumbo okumala emyaka 4. Nedda, babadde baagalana, era kino njagala nkyogera eri abazadde abali wano, ng'oli mukambwe ennyo nga nze bwe nasooka, ng'ogamba nze saagalira ddala kulaba mwana nga alabye ekigambo bagambye eki Meege, simanye yalaba Beege mu ssimu ye n'ofyominga yamba buyambi abaana. Nze nali mukambwe okumala emyaka 2 naye ng'ate ebigambo mwe biri mu ssimu nga nze sibimanyi, naye nga mwannyina abimanyi, n'omuwala oli omulala awandiise nga naye abimanyi, naye nga nze ndowooza nti nkuumye abaana bulungi nnyo era tebalina kye bakola kye bamanyi, nga bwe bakomawo mbeera mukambwe nnyo ne mbatuuza ne twogera ekigambo ate ne tusaba, naye bwe baamalanga ne boogera ne Josh. Olunaku lumu mba ngenze ku graduation y'omu ne nsinkana Mama Eve, nga nze munnange nayamba mwana wange, ne mbitegeerako ne baŋŋa nti gwe oli mukambwe nnyo ekiteetaagisa. Nange munnange ne nkuleka ne nindirira Katonda akole ekyamaanyi. Abaana basobola okubeera bonna nga basoma ku ssomero era gye bajja okwerabira, bajja kweraba nga bali ku kyalo, eriyo n'abalabye bannaabwe wano, naaga nti oyo, ne batandikira awo. Nammwe muyina bwe mweraba ne mutandikira awo. Kati mbasaba muyamba abaana, nze nga tica muyamba abaana, mubabuulire tubadde tuyamba Josh ne Joanna nga beeyita Jo ne Gye, era ewaffe erinnya Gye nga gyeriri, ne ewa Musumba ng'erinnya Jo gyeriri. Ne tubasabira ne tubabuulira ekyokukola. Nenzijukira omwana eyagamba bazadde be n'abagamba nti nafunye omulenzi anjagala, naye ng'omwana ali mu kyakutaano. Taata we yamuwa essimu n'amugamba nti nze njagala omwami ono omuvubuka waawa nga tamumanyi. Abazadde abali wano muyambe abaana bammwe, mwogere nabo babeere mikwano gyammwe. Tekitegeeza nti bwe babeera bamanyiganye olwo babeera balina ebintu ebikyamu bye bakola. Abaana abo sibawemudde naye babadde baana balungi nga ba virgins, era nga bakyenyumiririzaamu nnyo, nga tubatendeka, nga twogera nabo, nga tubabuulirira paka we batuuse olunaku lwaleero. Tuyambe abaana kubanga twakitegeera nti abo abaana bakulembeze. I want to talk to Cinda. Cinda, you're there. I know you don't understand Luganda. Patrice, there's more. You've made a very, very big part of who Joanne is, and we appreciate. We thank you for your time, for being so constructive. You've done a lot for Joanne. I've known you for some good time because she talks about you very often. You are lovely children. And thank you for your time, sacrificing your time to come and celebrate with us. I'm sure God will enable us to come and attend yours as well. Thank you so much. To you, Josh, and your friend, I know you don't understand Luganda, but don't entertain sin in your marriage. Sin is a deadly disease, I may say. Once you see it creeping in your life, make sure you destroy it completely, and don't entertain third party other than the Holy Spirit, because Holy Spirit is the best counselor. He's everything to us because he's a representative from God. Listen to his voice and you'll be able to change many lives because God created you for that. Thank you so much, everyone that has come. God bless you.
Amen. Njagala okwebaza Katonda kulaka ongezi kano kubanga kulobulamu bwange ne family ya Musumba Senyonga Mukama abadde mulungi gye tuli. Abaana baffe okuba nti bagatiddwa olwaleero. Njagala okwebaza maama Nnabagereka okutuwa olunaku olulamba tukikubireko mu ngalo ez'amaanyi. N'obeera mu church nze ne bwewasimbudde ne manya nti ogenze era ne bannaye ne bagamba anaakomawo naye maama weebale kudda weebalire ddala. Kitulaze omukwano mungi otongeddemu olufungo lunene nnyo 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 ate naffe tetubadde tumanyi nti nno oli mukwano otwagala okutuuka ku eyo levo. Tweyanziza nnyo basebo ne bannyabo. Njagala mbanjulira abantu be mutamanyi. Asooka ye jjajja wa JOANNE. JOANNE alina jjajjaawe simanyi oba jjajja wamulaza abantu. Maama tusaba oyimirire. Jjajja wa JOANNE, maama yimirira. Kati maama oyo yazaala Pastor Sylvia. Tweyanziza nnyo maama. Nyina maama wange andabiridde ebbanga. Maama Nampeera yimirira. Simanyi oba okyaliwo oba ogenze. Bamututte waali. Maama Nampeera yimirira. Omukyalo oyo mulwadde naye abaddewo nnyo 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 olw'obulamu bwange. Maama weebale. Njagala kubalaga ssenga wa JOANNE. Mukazi watta yimirira talina kyakkola baba kusitule. Oyo ssenga wa JOANNE. Wubirako abeeri bo bakumanya abeeyo. Njagala okwanza bakulu bannanga bali wano betuyimiridde nabo wano okulaba nti omwana tazaalibwa bwomu, azaalibwa n'abantu. Bano bonna balina ettaffaali ku JOANNE. Ngenda kubuukabuukamu. JOANNE bwe yali ku O-level yakulembera essomero lya Vienna. Simanyi lwaki you didn't invite Mr. Kachika. I don't know if he was invited. Ku Vienna College omwaka ogwo yali omusambi w'omupiira asinze mu bawala n'abalenzi. JOANNE bwe yagenda mu high school ku Heritage n'asamba omupiira. Kano njagadde nkajeyo mangu JOANNE nemekeerabira mangu. JOANNE musambi wa mupiira yasamba mu tournament ya Coca-Cola tournament. Mugimanyi abamanyi emipiira wano. Nga nze omu ku bawagizi abaliyo ab'amaanyi abawagira JOANNE nga mutwala n'asamba omupiira naye kuba enduulu ebimu ne bigaana ne biyitamu. Naye olunaku lumu yampita ku high school Heritage. Yali tournament y'amaanyi. Kati nga yasambye nnyo omupiira gonna yagumalayo. Kati ne gugenda mu penalties. Ne balekayo owakabi waabwe. Owakabi nga ye JOANNE. N'alyoka akuba omupiira ndowooza kiro 5. Ne gugenda kuba ekyuma betu. JOANNE n'atulika n'akaaba. JOANNE ne muzaayo eka ng'akyakola ki? Ng'akyakaaba nga bwa disappointinze ttiimu. Njagala kwogera ku basajja bano. JOANNE yali asamba omupiira yafunaka injury. Mukama alina amaanyi. Kaali katono nnyo n'afuna infection. Ne bagamba nti bagenda mumusalako okugulu. Bwe namutwala ku basawo yali Dr. Wafufa. Namukuba empiso n'etabuka nnyo. ku ssomero waliwo abasawo nga bazadde bataano bakoleya na bachina ne bali komendi nga ne bagaa nti okugulu kwono kwakusalwako. It was a bad moment, very challenging. Omwana wa siniya ey'omukaaga omusalako okugulu tolina bwoyinza kiwulya ng'oli muzadde. Naye waliwo omukyalo omu saamumanya nakati simumanyi, yawandiika erinnya ly'omusawo n'atuteerako n'ennamba ye naga try him. Nekubira omusajja essimu yonna nga yagigyeko, netusula nga tutunula nga bwe tusaba Katonda. Nenkoola abasajja bano ne bagamba mujje tusabe, bonna ne basituka ne tujja ne tusabira Joanne. Omusajja bw'apikinga essimu n'agamba mudduke, nyina eddakiika 5 ensambya. Twasangamu omulwadde mu room nga tulina Joanne babiri, abalwadde bonna ne babagobamu, n'agamba genda ofune MRI. Mu Uganda by that time MRI zaali ntono, ng'eri Nakasero, waliwo ey'Abachina ng'eri nayo eri Nakasero eyo, n'endala Mengo, ate nga za sente nyingi, and it was a weekend. Mukama n'atuyamba ne tusaba ne saala okugulu Mukama ne batakusalako. Recommendation y'abasawo abataano neefa, ogulu kwa Joanne ne kusigalako. Erinnya lya Mukama lyebazibwe. Era n'asigala ng'asamba omupiira, n'asamba omupiira ne mu college gye yagenda okusooka yafuna bamuwayo ka half basale lwa kusamba mupiira. Joshua, omukyala gw'otutte, she's a sports woman. She likes sport. She knows sports. Amanyi okuyimba, amanyi okukola ebintu bingi. Joshua, you are my son now, but you have taken a piece of me. Joanne, she's a nurse. She's ye muntu afaayo. She did science, but muntu afaayo. Okulaba amaanyi ga Joanne ogalaba nga someone is in need. When someone is in need, Joanne she can't wait to be involved or to take care of that person. You like it or not. So, ayinza obutakusaba permission naye ssebo kati oli kufuuse mukyala mufumbo munnange, olina okusaba permission omwami. So, kakati amaanyi ga Joanne gali nnyawo. Amaanyi ga Joanne amala bagogeddeko. She's good in making friends and she's good keeping friends. Okubanga yeetisa abaana bano bonna okuva mu America ne bajja bamuwerekera ku mbaga ku ssente zaabwe, nakyo si kyakusaaga, kikulaga amaanyi g'alina okukola emikwano. Joanne wabeerawo ekizibu ajja kufiirako. I remember twali ku Vienna College, waliyo omwana waziterwa ndize Burundian. Taata we yajja ng'omwana akoze bubi naye nga mukwano gwa Joanne. Taata nina ayagala omukuba, namugamba tomukuba, nze nja muyamba. Kati nga Joanne amala okusoma n'addayo n'asomesa omwana oli. Next time omwana oyo n'akola bulungi. I think is she in Canada, in America? She's in Canada now. Naye nga yayitawo kulwani kulwa Joanne. So Joanne afaayo nnyo eri abantu n'eri ayagala nnyo abantu. Ekyo kikulu nnyo gyali. Joanne tetulina budde bwa kwogera bintu bingi. Tukwagala nnyo. Naye kyolina okukola, you're a big woman now. Ofumbiddwa. Respect your husband. Ebirala byonna bikole. Josh is your husband. Respect. Abasajja ffenna abali wano, ffe twagala laavu, bakazi be baagala laavu, ffe tetwetaaga laavu ezo. Ffe twetaaga respect. To be a man. Josh, you have to make him a man. Ekitegedde bulungi? Olina omufuula nga musajja. Oba onoomutuuma kannya ki, oba ka special name ki, oba ebyo byammwe. Naye alina kubeera ki? Musajja our husband, a respected husband. Ekyo nkyo husband. Amaanyi go gonna gakozese bulungi. Josh, Joanne is not the weakness but is a maanyi ge. Ayagala nnyo gaba. She want to give. She's the giver. She's good in tithing. Joanne buli kyalina kimumala. By the way, Joanne is not talina kya demanding mu nsi. Buli kimu kyonna kyalina kimumala. Ne bw'aba nakyagamba daddy kino kijja kumala. Daddy tujja genda n'ekyo. Daddy kino kijja kumala. Kino kijja kumala. Ye buli kyalina kimumala. Manyi nti Joanne tagenda kuteeka ku pressure. Kugamba njagala kino, njagala kino, njagala kino. Tagenda kusaba limousine, tagenda kusaba moroka ki, tagenda. She will not. At least ekyo nkimanyi. Ye buli kyalina kimumala. Kasita kibeera nga kivudde wa Katonda kimumala. I want to thank the team from the US, Momo and your team, Adams. Thank you so much for coming. You have been with Joanne since high school. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All the way you traveled from the US, you have challenged us, you girls. Thank you for loving our daughter. Thank you loving Joanne. Thank you loving Africa and Uganda. So, ebigambo byange byebyo. Joanne yina akantu katono nnyo na Kenya kandeetere. Kandite Maureen. David. Ebirala, I have your gift at home. You'll pick it with Josh. But I want to give you this special gift to you. I wish you can come and pick it. I want to assure you, my small gift, this small gift, it will help you. So tweyanziza nnyo bakulu bannange, tweyanziza nnyo okuba nti Mukama agase famire zaffe. N'ekirala kye mbadde ndeseeyo nti Joshua weebale kuba mugumiikiriza, kubanga Joshua yasinkana Joanne nga yakatandika. Was it the second year, first year? First year. N'amugamba ebyo byoyogerako sibiriiko, nze mmala kola ki? Kusoma. N'agamba nja kulinda. N'olinda emyaka gyonna egy'essomero. So thank you so much. God bless you.
Abazadde tubongere obugalo bw'amaanyi. Mwebale nnyo abazadde. Webale nnyo DJ. Ebigambo mubiwulidde. Respect your husband, Joanne. Because you see, for us men, sometimes you're there doing your own things, you're busy, the day is tight, you're stressed, then you get a text message and it comes through and says, "Hi darling, I'm thinking about you. Oh my God, I miss you." And you know, because it's a very good message, you keep it. Kumbe, it's a wrong number. Joanne, when you see that message, respect your husband. Hallelujah. Now that happens in other marriages, not yours, not yours. Yours will be different. Hallelujah. Kampite abenjovu na abenyonyi. Omusumba Beatrice Kitene. Ate
abantu benga balamu beera kikoze era tujjukiza gy'obulwadde bwa mukendenya bukyaliwo bukyekiriisa nyweza ensonga amapesa ng'obulamu bw'omunnange togawasaaya kyabakoola buli nkya taata waffe ayagala okulaba nga tuli mirembe n'emisomo nagiteeka
abenjovu mujje mwenna tukigatte omulundi gumu.
beeyanziza beeno omulimu
is a family of pace setters, record breakers, and they burst the dreams of God, make them happen. This is a family that makes things happen. Josh, do you know that JOANNE fits in perfectly? She fits in perfectly. She's a go-getter. She's a dreamer. God is in this thing. We can't appreciate him more. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, everyone, for celebrating these wonderful children with all of us. May God richly bless you.
Mukama yebazibwe. Ninda kwabya. Bannange ffe tetulina byakwabya. Josh, ffe tuli b'enjovu sayidi eno, ab'enjovu muwanike babalabe. Tuli Luganda lunene nnyo, but only a few have come today because of COVID. Tuli b'ebulemeezi abasinga. So we are so happy. This is a day that we've dreamed. It has come to pass. Ng'ab'enjovu tuli basanyufu nnyo. Ab'enjovu be bazaala Josh bamaama ne bakojja, the uncles and the aunties. So tuli excited. Nzijukira Josh bwe yajjanga amaze okulaba JOANNE, yateranga okubeera ne. He's been a very serious man. He's been serious from childhood. Ng'atuulaawo n'ogamba omwana ono ayogera emboozi n'abanga omuntu omukulu yaba atya. But when he came, he said, you know, Uncle Suzy, I'm telling you, I've seen someone, but me, I don't want to waste someone's time. So me, when I've decided, I have decided. And I want to tell you, JOANNE, we really are grateful that the young man that you've gotten married to is a very serious man. And the vows he has made today, we have seen him say he's serious all his time. He has married young. He has exhibited a sense of seriousness. We have no doubt whatsoever that he's going to make a good husband. We have no reason to doubt that. And we are going to support him. We're going to support you, Josh. Go be the husband we've always dreamed you to be. Be the father, be the grandfather. Your dad is looking forward to grandchildren. We are looking forward to grandchildren. If you bring them by two, it's okay. Forget this generation that says that there is no school fees. My goodness, what are you talking about? It's not about school fees. Bring them on in Jesus' name. Brian, you challenged us that we have not heard of a cow. On behalf of the Njovu, we want to give you a Boran cow. Yes, a cow. So if you've not thought about farming, you better begin to think. And now that you have JOANNE, come and see how you can rear cows, and that's part of what you can do. We've heard that you're a good administrator. He told us that I met this girl, she organized me. You know, she has, ever since I saw her, she has organized me. Joanne, you've added value to Josh. And we believe today is a continuation of what God put on in your lives. We love you. We are going to support you. Know that you have a big Njovu clan that you also are coming to be part of. May God bless you.
Obugalo bw'amaanyi basubire banyabo. Ab'enjovu n'ab'ennyonyi mwebale nnyo.
Bonera ku ngoma yaffe eri omwana buli ngoma eyo lwevuga
ogezi njagala okwebaza ebika okwagala abaana ekintu mulina okyongezaayo era bwetyo bwe tutambuza ate obuganda. I always tell people wherever I go that Buganda is the most organized kingdom in the world. Akitegedde wandikubye n'engalo ezaddala. Yeah, I've had the chance to travel to some countries. And I said, no kingdom is as organized as Buganda. So after Buganda, you bring other smaller kingdoms like the UK, United Kingdom. I hear it's a kingdom. Waliwo kingdom awo bulalala naye Buganda yeri kuki kuntiko mama n'abagereka nze munnaye neddira butiko era yeffe olaba kabaka nga musanyufu yeffe wali abatekamu amagonju buli muntu wano nga oyagala Buganda ekintu kino kitambuze muki maaso muyigirize abaana ennono zino kuba abazeetaaga. Josh, everyone has said you're going to be a world changer, man. You're going to be, this is a revolution, this is a fantastic family that's going to bring change. And we are speaking greatness into your lives. You are young, and many young people are looking to you. Not just about your marriage, but taking the kingdom of God further. Yeah? So we are going to be with you. We are absolutely going to be with you. I want to invite a man and a woman. They have inspired so many. So many. Nze we nasoko kulaba ku TV. Nalaba omusajja ng'ayogera oluzungu nze nalaba pastor neŋŋambira mami nze ndokose. Because nalaba pastor ngaba Jesus. Neŋŋamba bulijjo si ye Jesus. Huh? Nalaba pastor ayogera oluzungu nemmanya nti ono Yesu gye tugenda. God is not Katonda is not a usual person. Njagala ffenna tusituke tuwanirize abazadde abatuzaalira J.
So much. Looking at the time and knowing very well the curfew is clocking in, we are going to be very cautious about how much time we spend here. Mama Nabagereka, thank you once again for being with us, and your entourage and Sajali Ambogo. May God bless you. My dear pastors, I'm going to be mentioning your names as you sit there and as we wrap this up. If this speech is going to be the make or break of Joshua's future, then I'm doomed, because I've spent about 26 years grooming him and depositing in him what I believe to be the ingredients for success in his life. And he has grown in a house hearing instructions. Do this, don't do this. Watch out for that. Be careful. Go slow, be fast. Come on, get up. Things like that. And my voice, I believe, is in his head. I can assure you that. And I'm sure that even when he sleeps, he thinks of what Dad said or what Dad would say. So I'm assured that he's going to be successful with the information he already has, okay? Even if I don't add another statement on his life today, he's going to be successful. Josh, I woke you up today at 6 in the morning and I gave you my speech, right? So I gave him a speech and I even prayed for him to today before he starts the day. So you know it. This is between us. We're going to do this and you're going to be successful. So you have now information overload. I'm not going to add to that. God bless you so much. So good to be with you. Pastor Eve is going to say a few words, and then I'm introducing some of our pastors to be able to pray for us. Thank you so much. God bless. And again, all of us, please, thanks for being here.
Amen. All protocol observed. Mama Nabagereka, we are so glad that you're here. Nabagenyi baffe bonna abazze abasumba mikwano gyaffe abatusumbi abamu pasaserada tubagala nnyo era Mukama bawe nnyo omukisa. Apostle Mitala, emessage zammwe zitutuusizza wano ezimu. Mukama batuweera omukisa. Abagole baffe tubagala nnyo. Mbadde awo nga ntudde nti okuva olwaleero bwe nabanga ntudde ne JOANNE ne bagamba mukyala Senyonga tujja kwetunulira tugambe which one. So omuntu alina okugamba Senyonga Junior or Senyonga Senior. So I'm so glad that you get to get my son for a husband. My son Josh loves you. He really, really loves you. I'm praying for you that you'll be that woman from the word go, that you treasure that love. Joshua is a very, very loving person. He's the kind of person who comes and says, Mom, are you okay? Should I bring you tea? So the first time I heard about you from Josh, I had been in Uganda and I went back to America, and I think you and Jackie had been to the house, and Joshua was having a cold, and the highlight for him, he says, Mom, this is going to be my wife. She made me a cup of tea that healed my cold. Ekyakuwanguza Joshua wamufumbira chai naawona senyiga. Teweerabira okufumba chai. Praise the Lord. Atenze JOANNE ekyakunjagaza neŋŋamba ono sagala na mwana wange aveewo. One day I was kind of cleaning the house. Many of you were in the house. Jockey, all other friends were in the house. And by chance I saw a book. I was not snooping, but I just kind of opened through the pages. Katiko page, nagenda okulabako kuliko prayer requests. Ku prayer requests soko kuliko of course my tuition, my dad and my mom. Katwanonga waliwo Josh. Ningamba for Josh to be a man of God. For Josh to pray more. Ningamba ono nina okunyweza ono ye muwala gwenjagala afumbire mwana wange kubanga amusabira abeere ow'amaanyi asobole okwagala Katonda. Sigenda kwabya Josh. But I immediately saw a change in Josh. His grades went up because the only way he could hang out with JOANNE was in the library. JOANNE gayaga nti nsoka kola homework na waka. So Josh had to frequent the library, and in frequenting the library he was able to do all his assignments. And because he was doing all his assignments, his grades went up. He became more serious. He became more caring about how he looked. Nyambadde ntya luli yali teyeefiirayo yeeyambalira bintu bye nenagenda okulaba omwana akyusiza n'ennyambala so ne ŋŋamba ono omuwala saagala alekewo Josh nina okulaba nga bakola ki nga bafumbiriganwa. So I'm glad that we are here and I know you're going to be great. I know you're going to do wonders for Jesus. Josh, I love you. I know you're a man of God. So many times people used to prophesy about you. You remember those churches we used to go to, and those people would prophesy against upon you in the States. Those churches Dad used to preach at. Nengamba buli yavaayo ng'amulagulako nengamba naye nga ye abeera awo akyali fane nengamba Mukama ebyo balagula ku mwana wange mbiyita bituukirire. But I've seen in the last 3 years, I've seen Josh totally turn around, become passionate about the things of God and serving God, and he has a vision, and he can wear your ears off telling you about the vision, about where God is taking us, what me and JOANNE are going to do. He reminds me of his father at that age. For you today, you are here, you have our support. But for us 30 years ago, all we had was 1-bedroomed house. And after the wedding, we didn't know what was going to happen. I remember on our wedding night, our wedding day, we sang a song. You remember that, honey? I do not know what lies ahead, the way I do not see. But he who cares and died for me, show the way to me. That's the song we sang on our wedding day. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know whatever was going to happen. But for me, I was ready to go with him. But today, you have Josh, you have a future, you have us. We shall support you. You will do great. You're going to go to the next level. We love you. God bless you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to launch the Grandchildren Factory. We are launching a factory for grandchildren. There's a factory for grandchildren. We need many of them. Pastor Sarada prayed for twins. I prayed for double twins, and I've given them 11 months, 2 months just in case. So we want our children, we want grandchildren coming up. So no pressure, but we want them. Thank you so much. I got married at 24, you got married at 26, so you're doing good, and you're doing well. You will do well. I want to appreciate all the pastors and leaders that have come to grace this event. Some of them have been at the church, and they are here also, and others were not able to be in church, and others that were in the church were not able to cross over here. But Apostle Alex Mitala, you are such a great leader in this country. We looked up to you all these years, and we've learned so much and so many things from you. And I want you to come and say one word before I introduce the rest of as I introduce the rest of the leaders that are here. And we're going to ask you after you speak, the pastors to come here and join you and pray for Josh. And if you'll be kind enough, leaders, to just say one word, not preaching. I refrained myself a lot. I have a speech here on my phone, but I decided to sacrifice because some people have been long-winded in a good way. So that's okay. But I wanted to ask the leaders that are here to say a word that is more prophetic, I think, to Joshua. We are not getting any younger, and I called a Baba yesterday, and I told him how much I'm going to pay you, and he told me this much, because I have come special for sensitive. But that's what you charge for full head. I cannot give you half because I don't have a full head. And he said, no, it doesn't work like that. So we're not getting any younger. And when we look at Joshua, we know that they should be able to stand on our ceiling and make it a foundation. We need to see that they do better than us. And having seen the gift that God has placed upon Joshua's life, we need to guard it with prayers. And when you have elders in the house, we don't want to wait until you are dedicated to full-time, whatever it's going to be. I don't know the title yet. But while they're here on such a day, I want it to go on record. Let them speak one word over you as a matter of prayer. I think it will be a good endorsement from the Holy Spirit through them. Don't you think so? So let Pastor Mitara speak to us for a few minutes, and then the leaders will come here. Each one will take a microphone to say one word, even if one statement. Please don't preach your favorite message. You've been waiting to preach for a long time. Today is just declaration. Thank you so very much. Apostle Alex Mitara and Mama Catherine Mitara. God bless.
Thank you very much. Mama Nabagereka, tusanyuse nnyo okukulaba. Abooluganda mwenna, abaweereza ba Mukama, abakulembeze baffe, bannabyabufuzi, mikwano gyaffe, ssebo, omusumba Senyonga n'omukyala, mwebale kutuzaalira Mr. Joe. Josh, little bit of mathematics here. You love mathematics? Little bit. You're like me. According to God, 1 plus 1 equals to 1. But when you went to those school classrooms, 1 plus 1 equals to 2. Now, which one is yours today? 1 plus 1 equals to 1. That's marriage. May the Lord bless you, protect you, and Joe, may the Lord bless you very much. Bishop Luwaka, thank you very much for, and your wife, thank you very much for giving us that wonderful Joe. Joe, that's wonderful, Joe, it sounds very well. We want to sing for you, Mr. Joe and Madam Joe. Chigambo chimu, chisabye Mukama, chinanoonyanga mu bulamu bwange, okutunuuliranga obulungi bwa Mukama, n'okuweerezanga mu yeekaalu ye. Chigambo chimu, chisabye Mukama, chinanoonyanga nze mu bulamu bwange, okutunuuliranga obulungi bwa Mukama, n'okuweerezanga mu yeekaalu ye. Ddala emirembe gyonna, kigambo kimu nkisabye Mukama, kye nnanoonyanga nze mu bulamu bwange, kwe kutunuuliranga obulungi bwa Mukama, n'okuweerezanga. Yeah. Joe, according to God, 1 plus 1 equals 2. That's marriage. Thank you.
Let me ask Apostle, presiding Apostle, Dr. Joseph Serata and Mama Frida to come forward. My dear friend, Apostle John Bunjo and Sarah Bunjo to come forward. God bless you so much. Mama Nsumba, come forward, please. God bless you. And Apostle, please come forward. Apostle Dr. Bishop Yamugisha, please come forward. And you are on the other side, but I want you to come because I know you are a man of God. So let's do some. Pastor Soldas Avyasara, omanye embaga wadde organized bulungi tukubire bannange batutegetegedde embaga eno, event organizers, our decorators. We had 2 different decorators, one for here and one at the church. great things. They gave us a great service. Serena, thank you for hosting us today, and everyone concerned behind the scene, sound and lights, you know, everything. Thank you so very much. Naye Pastor Serada asabye Sara ogamba omukolo wadde gubadde organized and all of that, naye obeera ne bu pressure obutonotono obwo. Naye Pastor Serada asabye Sara enzigyeko bu pressure obwo netandika kusekera mu Sara. Ani aginyumidde Sara ya Pastor Serada? Sara nenseka linga kati mukama ndi mu maaso go naye nseka. Naye I think it's okay. It's been like that. I don't know if some of you know my life with Pastor Serada. We go back. I got saved in the village. Kazuwameyo nali mu kibuga wano Kampala naye ninjagala ndokokere ku mwalo nsobole okujja ku byennyanja. Omuntu yali ambuulira enjiri n'angamba ngalokokeddeyo ku mwalo Kazuwama mu Redeemed Church n'ajja n'ambuulira enjiri nga yava ku holiday mu primary mu secondary najja kubuulira enjiri mu Kampala n'angamba nze nzikomyewo ndokose nti olokokeddewa ku mwalo ate ng'ava kumbulira alya ebyennyanja emisana ekiro dina ebikalirire ebinankani nange njagala kulokoka nti kirungi nnyo tesiyinza kulokokera wano nina kulokokera eyo ntwala. So I was strategic in my calculation nengenda ku mwalo ndokoke nemalayo wiiki nga ddamba nga ndi ebyennyanja. So it was a win and win kind of situation. So I came back. I joined the Redeemed Church of the Redeemed Society of the Lord. I think it was it was a branch, Chibuye, in Frank, Rutaya. So I joined that church, and later on, I think they relocated, and Victory Christian Center started there with Pastor Apostle Balebekubo and Pastor Joseph Serada. So they started to be our pastor there. So I just continued in that location. So I've watched you, I've loved you, and you made us laugh in your preaching over the years, and I still watch you as you preach. So I appreciate you so much. Amen. Please take the lead, and after that, pass on the microphone to all these my friends to say a few words over Joshua prayerfully. Can we all rise to this occasion? Joshua and his wife, JOANNE Senyonga. Sounds different. Yes, Joshua Senyonga. I'm not crowning the event. There is an MC here. I don't know what comes after, but Joshua, please come. For me, it's important that they speak over you. This is on the men of God in a gesture as a declaration of prayer, so that the Lord will hear those words and affirm them. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Okay, awesome.
My name is Dr. Joseph Serada. I already spoke. I already prayed. I think I should give this opportunity to somebody else. But we love you, we honor you, respect you, and we believe that every blessing that comes from God to us is yours.
Amen. Let me ask Pastor Pomsisi to join us here too, please. Please come.
Senyonga Junior, when I see you and your entourage, the boys, they are all pastors' children. I see a transition of power in this nation. I see a heritage transferred. For me, I didn't see a wedding, and I told you in the wedding on the introduction day, when you raised your hand like this, I teared. Mwe Georgia awasa mu December, Philip awasa mu September. It's a season of transition. Buli muntu awulira ekigambo kino akyegendereze nnyo for the nation and for the church. Pastors, hear this. It's a season of transfer of power to the next generation. We didn't come to attend a wedding. This is a transfer. And thanks to you, Pastor Jackson, to see this Elonic transfer. And Pastor Waga too. we welcome you to this, and we're going to be around to further you and take to the next generation. You're no longer a kid for Pastor Jackson and Rwaga. You're our kid. Welcome.
Amen. We receive it in Jesus' name. Put your hands together, somebody. We receive that for Josh and Joanne.
JJ family.
Can I ask Pastor Chimuli to join us? Please, Pastor Chimuli and your dear wife, please, come.
Bwe kubanga kwe kusima kwammwe era nga mukkiriza nga mulungamizibwa omwoyo omutukuvu bwe kiba kisoboka ne bwe mulizaala abaana 10 mubayita amannya agali mu jje musigale nga muli JJ family. Ffenna abali wano twegomba, muyinza okuba nga mutwegomba naye ate ffe tubeegomba nga tugamba nti singa ffenna twamanya Katonda ku myaka gyammwe emito gye mumumanyiddeko twali badde ate b'amaanyi nnyo okusinga ne bwe tuli. N'olwekyo temwetaaga kumanya Katonda olwedde mumanyi Katonda. Bayibuli egamba nti abamanyi Katonda waabwe balikola eby'amaanyi, balikola eby'obuzira. Tubasabidde mugende mukola eby'obuzira.
Pastor Kabuye, please, can you come and join us? Thank you. Pastor Kabuye and your wife.
N'omukisa gwa Katonda kitaffe n'omwana n'omwoyo omutukuvu gubeere ku bulamu bwammwe, gubeere ku baana be mugenda okuzaala, guleme okubavaako emirembe n'emirembe.
Thank you, Lord. Amen. Amen.
Erinnya lya Mukama lyebazibwe. Olunaku lwa leero lunaku dde olukulu nnyo nnyo, era omusumba Eva bwe yankubira namugamba bannange lwakuba ndi wala nandigudde mu kafuba naye nangamba tofaayo mami ojja kangwamu ku olwo kubanga kwegamba namugamba bebi waffe Joshua atuuse okuwasa omukyala bannange tukuze. Kati Joshua nze kyenjagala okugamba mukwano, nalaba bakadde bo nga batandika okuweereza Katonda naye raba Mukama gy'abatuusizza. Tuwa Katonda ekitiibwa, erinnya lya Mukama lyebazibwe. Kati kitegeeza gwate woolaga Joshua, just be ready ne Joanne, kubanga Mukama wabatwalawo wanjawulo. Omulembe gwammwe muguwambe mugutwalire ddala mu maaso nga Yoswa bwe yabaka ogugwe n'agutwala mu maaso, nammwe mweyongere, omusana gwa Mukama waffe n'ekitiibwa kye kyeyongere. Mukama anyweze buli kyonna kye yateekateeka ku lwammwe mu linnya lya Mukama waffe Yesu.
Amen. Apostle Chimuli will pray in the closing prayer after. Yes, so let's pray. Pastor Musisi, do you want to say one word, one quick statement at least?
Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God, I'm reminded of the day that Jacob blessed his children. He called the 12 boys and he blessed them. From Reuben even up to the youngest, Benjamin. And when it came to Joseph, he declined that blessing to go to Joseph. Instead, he crossed his hands and blessed the children of Joseph, because he said there's nothing to add to Joseph, for he has got everything already. He's a leader, he is in power, he's in authority, he's got every wherewithal that he needs. Today, everything that we should have blessed to Jackson, we release on you, Joshua. For this is your generation. And I have crossed my hands so that my right hand can bless you, Joshua, to lead and to be in charge. There is a Joshua that is your big brother, our own son. Work together. There is a Jojo. It's a little bit bigger than you. Please work together as young men in this generation. Raise a standard. Let the Church of Christ know that the past generations had their weaknesses, they had their shortcomings, they had their limitations. But in your generation, because you are a team of doubles, because you are a team that works miracles and signs and wonders, because your generation is to take over, because you are not like Moses, who was a deliverer, a liberator. Moses was a liberator, but Joshua was an occupier. Help your generation to occupy this land. As we are taunted, and as we feel that there are things that are coming against the nation, against this land, we speak the power of occupation on your lives. We release you into that. We speak a prophetic blessing upon you. And we release our apostolic anointing on your lives. And you, woman, shall be a strong woman. When women are weak, the Bible says there was a time when in Israel there was no man. And Deborah said, when the man could not be found, I, Deborah, arose. I speak to you to rise up now and stand near your husband. And you take over this land as a team. It's the JJs. There are Joshuas, there are Jojos, there are Josephs, there are Johns, and all of them. All of them. All of them. All of them. Put them together and cause a change in this nation. Eggwanga lino litunuulira omulembe gwammwe ligwewuunye amaanyi. Abali balabanga mukola bajje bagambe bano abaana mwabawa mmere ki, ne bano abaana baalya ki, tulyoke tugambe nti Mukama yababedde Ebeneza, Mukama ababeere addire buli kyabadde yakweka mu ggulu kyataatuwa kyataatukwasa mu ngalo akiwe mmwe. Tewabeerawo kimu nakamu bwe kati akalekebwa mu ggulu ne katabatuukako, kubanga ke kaseera kammwe. Omulembe gwammwe guno ne Kristo mu ggulu ajja azingeko ensi eno. Webale Mukama, kubanga tuli tetunnava wano, tulirabe tutumuli abaana bano. Twogeredde enda z'abasajja bonna abayimiridde wano, abali mu lukiiko luno, abali mu kisenge kino n'abakazi bonna, abantu bonna batasobodde kujja kusaba bajjidde mu ssaala eno ti abaana baffe bagenda kulya omulyango gw'abalabe baabwe. Ekyo wakigamba Isaaka, ne kakati tukinyweza olwaleero, tukisimbye kimaze okubaawo. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Yeah, Heavenly Father, we continue to pray for Joshua and Joan.
Yes, Lord.
I know, Lord, they have had a good example, especially Joshua had a good example of his parents. They have done a tremendous work in the area of marriage. So I pray in the name of Jesus that, Lord, you establish these two who have become one today. And I ask you, Lord, for wisdom, for understanding, for knowledge in this institute of marriage, because it's the pillar that upholds a society. And today we are seeing many marriages falling apart, but it's not going to be so with Joshua and Joanne. They are going to be exemplary, because Joshua is a man of God. Lord, we have seen him grow. We have seen him preach now. And Lord, we have sometimes cried and said, Lord, eventually there is a generation that is coming up, preaching powerfully. I pray, Father, that the apostolic upon his life will not just be a title, but will be functional, will be a fatherhood. Father, we also pray in the name of Jesus against the foundations. Lord, our foundations, tulina emisingi egitali mirungi egy'abajjajja baffe. Omukazi bw'ataazalanga baana balenzi mangu ng'afuna omulala ate ng'ajja n'obusezi, ajja n'emisambwa, naye tusaba mu linnya lya Mukama waffe Yesu. Joshua ategeere nti obufumbo tebwatandikibwa Buganda, tebwatandikibwa Nkole, kibwa Abatoolo. Obufumbo is the first institution that God created. mukama kyenva nsaba mu linnya lya mukama waffe Yesu mu misingi okusaidia Joshua ne saidia Joanne ekiriyo kyonna ekitali kya bwakatonda tukyonoona leero tukimenya tumenye ebyoto eri musingi tusanjemu endagaano eziri musingi mu linnya lya mukama waffe Yesu n'abantu abatayagala bufumbo ababeera masawo nga bagamba bamenyeke balwanagane tukigaana leero mu linnya lya mukama waffe Yesu baana mmwe tubasimba baana be tubanyweza okubeera ekyokulabirako mu ggwanga lino mukama katonda abakole bulungi mukama katonda abasanyuse mukama katonda abawe okwagalana because love, the biblical love, we do not love our wives with this eros love, but we love our wives with agape love, because the agape love is patient. Agape love bears all things. Agape love is not proud, is not boastful. Nsabye Joshua oyagale omukyala we ne agape love. Eguminkiriza kubanga totute malayika. And love that is watered is like a plant. If you water it, it will grow. If you deny it water, it will die. Saba mukama akuyigirize all the love languages of your wife and Joanne as well. Nsabye ekisa kya katonda kibere ku bulamu bwamwe. Mukama katonda abasanyuse aggula olubuto lwa Joanne abawa abaana naawe Joshua mukama akuwa ensigo ezivaamu abaana mu linnya lya mukama waffe Yesu. Ate bonna nsaba balance abalenzi n'abawala muleme kujula mu linnya lya mukama waffe Yesu. Mukama abakola obulungi obutayogerekeka n'ekisa kye kibere ku bufumbo bwammwe mu Kristo Yesu omulokozi waffe matusabidde. Amen.
Is Sarah mujje wano mu maaso wano buli omwa abalabe. Ladies and gentlemen, oyina swaga mwana gwe. All right. I've been told that just for this wedding curfew is at 8, so we have to end in a few minutes. But before we end, I want to give an opportunity to the bride and groom to speak to us.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. For my husband's side of the family, I cannot believe I'm saying husband. And from my parents' side, I'm so honored that you can come and stay even this late. Josh and I have been on a journey, and what I can say is this has been God orchestrated, because I'm gonna be fast. My journey of love, I've never dated anybody in high school. I was very independent, strong black woman. You know, and then Josh came into my life, and like one of my Mo said, he broke down the walls and made me softer, and I really don't take that lightly. I want to appreciate, but most of all right now I just want to take my focus and say thank you to everybody that has made it here. I have to say thank you so much to my my parents-in-law. I can say I have the best parents-in-law. And I don't take that lightly, and some of you, I don't know what your parents-in-law are like, but mine are definitely, I'm crowning them because they're so caring, they're so welcoming. Mama Eve is like a friend kind of mama, you know, she's not afraid to tell me where I go wrong. We're in the car ride together, we can laugh and just have a good time. And then we have PJ. who is very, he's like, daughter, are you okay? And he's very welcoming to me, and I want to thank you. And he's not afraid to splurge on me, so thank you so much. I love you so much. And then to my parents, I want to thank my dad for being so supportive in my endeavors, like soccer, like he said. Whatever I embarked on, I feel like he was always there to like take the push. And so I just want to thank you so much for being so present and being so encouraging and supportive in everything that I embarked on doing. And then my beautiful mama. Everybody knows that I look like you, and so we're twins. Everything that I am right now, I am going to say that 80% of that is you, Mom. You embody strength. You embody, I don't know, like I haven't seen anyone as courageous, as brave, as tenacious as you. You're a go-getter. Like when my mom says she's gonna do something, come hell or water, she's gonna do it. And that's something that I've definitely taken on. And I'm still trying to perfect that art, but definitely you have been such an anchor. You've been such an encourager, and I look up to you, Mom. Yeah, and you look so beautiful in that blue dress. Yeah, and to Joshua, thank you so much for loving me. Thank you so much for just giving me this opportunity to be a wife. And I promise that I'm not going to disappoint. I'm going to love you till death do us part.
Amen.
And I want to thank my girls. So these ladies have literally been just, I'm kneeling down for you guys. This is the thing. You guys have been so supportive. You literally, I called two of them were in Uganda already, but like 4 of them had to literally fly out. And with the COVID restrictions, and Uganda is on lockdown, and they're in second phase of COVID, they made everything possible so to make it here, and I do not take that for granted. I love you guys. I feel like I have like a sisterhood that cannot be broken, even by Josh, you know. So I love you so much. For Sarah, Kensani, Patrice, Cinda, Jackie, and of course Mo. Thank you so much for coming, and cheers to a future.
Amen. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you all guests. Nabakera, Queen, Nabagereka,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us today. All pastors and leaders and family members, you know, I appreciate you being here today. It means so much for us. So many people wanted to come, but because of the restrictions, we weren't able. But I know you guys are out there watching, and I just want to say, I love you. We love you. Thank you for the wishes. I've been getting them on my phone. I'm excited for this new journey of life called marriage with me and my wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm just so excited that I have this opportunity to be someone that God has called to just show the generation who has been lied to about marriage. There's a misconception that it's not fun. There's a misconception that the ring means a chain. There's a misconception that it's bondage and it's quarrelsome and there's no joy in it, and the only joy is when you go out to the club and you find someone and you sleep with them for one night. I'm excited to show that this thing called marriage is God's idea, and God's idea is a fun idea. Yeah. So thank you for standing with us in this union. Pastor Luaga and Mama Joe, you've been so good to me. I don't think I can have any argument or any confusion with you guys. You have been so easygoing, so open to welcome me into your family. Even if sometimes I don't know everything I should do according to culture. I did a mistake here earlier, but it's in the past. I've learned my lesson. David, Thank you so much. Debbie, I know you're watching. Thank you so much. You guys really welcomed me into the family. My boys, my brothers, gentlemen, this is it. This is how you lead. So I'm waiting on y'all next. I see my boy Philip over here and his fiance over there. Come on. All right? I'm excited for you guys. Then we have Jojo next, and then we have someone else next. I'm not going to say names. And then, you know, so this is the way to go, guys. And I'm just proud that you came to support me. It makes me a very happy man. Ladies, thanks for being Joanne's friend. You're all the same. That's why you get together. Some of them haven't even met each other, but like they got together and all you hear is just laughing non-stop. So thanks for being Joanne's friend. You know, all those ladies, they're young, but they're serious women, just like Joe. Most of them are bio majors, got degrees. They're not playing around. So gentlemen, you also better be serious. So just thank you for coming. And then I have to give my greatest honor to my father and my mother. Pastor Jackson and Pastor, can we just clap for those? Come on, I need you to help me out and give some honor to the people who made everything possible today. I honor you, me and Joanne honor you. You have set the standard so high. When they hear you, you know, I'm not going to take a long time. I remember one time I was acting bad, me and my sisters, and my dad decided that he had enough time trying to discipline us. He was going to show us this time, not going to tell us what to do. So he drove us in his big car after church. It was a Saturday, we did something bad, and everyone's quiet because we know Dad's angry. And then the next day, Sunday, after he preached, you know, just got us in the car. I think Mom was there, I'm not sure. He got all three of us in the car and he drove us. And we were like, where are we going? Like whispering to ourselves, Pastor, he hasn't even talked to us. What are we, oh my goodness, what if he leaves us here? Then we go to the ghetto, not the best part of town. And we go into these neighborhoods and you see poverty, you see struggle. And you're just like, why are we here? This is not okay. And then finally, he stops, gets out the car, gets us out, and he says, you see this little house here? And it was a mud hut, basically. It was very small. He says, I used to pay 15,000 shillings a month to live here. And I thought I had made it. I thought I was living the best life. I mean, that lesson stuck with me. Number one, I got to be grateful for everything that I have. Because it's not easy. It's not just a lifestyle. It's not just, oh, I get to throw money. No, it's because someone worked hard for that. Number two, the hard work, if it's focused, can get you anywhere in life. And he's a testament to that. The hardest worker I've ever seen in my life. And most people kind of see him, the tough guy that wants to get things done. They don't know he's a very happy man and has a jolly heart. And, you know, recently because of the calling that God placed on his life to be a man of war and to take on a mantle to fight, you know, things that have been coming in the country for years, people don't know the other side of my dad, and sometimes it makes me upset because he is such a great man. He loves his wife, he loves his children, he gives, he serves, and most people never see that. And so, Dad, I just want to honor you for being the example that you are. I would not, listen, I think Pastor Sarada talked about agape love. I see that in the love that my parents have for me. Because mistake after mistake after mistake, you hear everyone here talk, right? I wasn't always this guy. God had to do something in my life. And my dad would always come back and say, you got this. Come back and you got this. I fall, he says, get up, son, you're not a failure. But I said, Dad, but like, I'm messing up, I'm not doing good. He says, get up, you're not a failure. Then I fail again, he says, get up, you're not a failure. Then I fail again, he says, get up, you're not a... I mean, what kind of love is that? That he believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. Thank you, Dad. You're the best father in the world. I don't care who says what. I got the best dad. I got the best dad. And now I'm going to brag because I also got the best mom. Mama Eva. People don't know. This is the thing. People don't know dad is soft, and people don't know mom is tough. But mom, you've given me an example of the woman I want to marry. Faithful, loyal, understanding, the way you love dad. Dad doesn't have a lot of friends that he meets with so much because he's so focused on what God has called him to do. But he got mom. And as I leave home, you know, Liz is not home, Jackie's not home, I'm okay because I know mom got dad and dad got mom. You know, this is it was funny. Like, I think a couple of days ago I was home and dad and my mom are just like walking and talking and hugging, you know, with everything that's going on, the wedding planning, the rehearsal, all these crazy things. And they have the stress of the world, but they're still having time to, you know, love on each other. It shows, yo, this is what, 30 years in marriage and you're still like this? You know, so it's just an example. And mom, it's because of you, it's because of your hard work, the things that you do behind the scenes that no one else sees. No one else sees the hard work of Pastor Eve. But can we just clap for Pastor Eve? Come on, somebody. You know, help me out. This lady is amazing with what you do at the school. You give to kids, you give to families, you give. That's why, as Pastor Loaga says, also me, I gotta give her. Because when she gives, also me, I receive. So that kind of blessing is because of you, Mom. You've been such a great example. You've been so strong. You've been so faithful. You've been just like that. You're saying, my son is going to be amazing. My son, you know, is going to reach lives. You spoke that into existence when no one else thought so. So, my parents, I love you. Just let me make some money so I can get you a car, okay? But it'll be Range Rover 2062. I love you guys. I love everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Can we just clap for ourselves? I know it's late. We're done. I love you. We love you. God bless you. And my wife, I said my wife. Let's go launch this company. Amen.
I would like to marry you.
Big round of applause. Josh. This is what we're gonna to do, man. Ruzungu runtabuseko. Damn, what? Yeah. What's up, man? Yeah. We're gonna give out some gifts. And also receive some gifts. Tugenda kutandika ne mama nabagirika selector mpaka yimba ate tutwale ekirabo ewa mama. Woba wazze n'ekirabo ogenda kiteeka ku mmeeza wali ogenda kireka awo pozi woba wazze ne cash noonya MC nja mutuusa ku bagole amiina ennene yes but girls come boys come DJ let's open up the dance floor travel safe back to your homes thank you so much for coming
mukama kwampadde nkimanyi
obadde okimanyi nti osobola okufuna event planner and manager okuteekerateekera omukolo gwo gwonna kati osobola okumufuna nga mulokole obutafuna stress yonna. BGPevents be bantu abatuufu oyagala kekisi ebifaananyi ebirungi ne vidiyo motoka z'abagole mu bika eby'enjawulo jangu tukuyambe tukola decoration ali ku mulembe tulina bridal gowns ne changing wear obutebe tenkisi abafumbi abalungi saako PA system ekyuma ekisunsula obulungi ate nga tukulira ne bajeti y'omukolo gwo ejja mu nsawo yo saakuba ashers baffe abali smart abataswaza mukolo gwo n'abogezi b'emikolo abalungi bakatumwa ate nga tusobola n'okukufunira reception y'omukolo gwo kati oyagala suuti makanzu agatwalibwa ku buko oba gomesi tubikufunira ku bisale ebirungi. BGPevents bwetegeka omukolo tukuletera n'abayimbi abasanyusa abagenyi bo saako kukola selection y'ennyimba ezigendera ku mukolo gwo. Esimu 07758683 oba tusange Facebook page yaffe oba Twitter, YouTube ne Instagram. Blessed Charles, Blessed Gospel Promotions, BGPevents. Twewaayo for excellence, flexibility, time, integrity and hard working.
BGPevents, likinga, subscribinga, oba ogoberere era oyanirize n'omulala byonna bya
obadde weebuuza omuntu asobola okukwasaganya omukolo gwo ne gunyuma nga tofunye na stress. BGPevents be bantu abatuufu bategesa emikolo mingi ate nga tebasosola omuli embaga okwanjula obubaga obutonotono obw'enjawulo. Blessed Gospel Promotions and Events era ebategeka ebivvulu crusades, conferences, zisemina ate nga bapromotinga n'abayimbira ennyimba eza gospel yekka. Balina ba ushers abalungi abalokole abataswaza mukolo gwo bakolera selection y'ennyimba z'oyagala eza gospel gwazagala ku DVD oba ku ka flash oyagala nnyimba za mikolo za Christmas oba za kabagako zonna bazikuselektingira batuukirire gwayagala audio oba video production, music direction, okuwandiika ennyimba oyagala sindika message nnyingi bakola graphics ne designing. Balina ne ba service providers abeesigwa beweetaga ku mukolo gwo. Blessed Gospel Promotions and Events bw'obawa omukolo gwo tewejjusa bw'abaagala bakubire ku ssimu noti 77588681 obagenda ku Facebook page yabwe Blessed Charles, Blessed Gospel Promotions, BGPevents, excellence, integrity, time and hard working.